showtime.
BS&B Media, in association with STWF-TV, the Podcasting Network.
Introducing the best in the world! Ooh, yeah!
What's up, everybody? Welcome into the show, Best in the World, hashtag BITW. I am Dale. With me today, we got Trail from Sports From You. What's up, man?
What's going on, Trail? What's going on, Dale? It's been a long week, man. It's been a long week, man.
Yes, man. We had some good wrestling. Great pay-per-view, I would say, this past weekend with WWE Bad Blood. I really enjoyed that. How did you do yesterday with the show? What did you guys cover on Sports For You?
Oh man, we covered the entire we covered the entire card from top to bottom. We rated how we thought the pay-per-view itself was. It was a banger. We covered the Hell in a Cell. We thought that was like Drew McIntyre's pretty much asserted himself as the front runner for Superstar of the Year. We thought the Hell in a Cell match was John thought it was a 5-star classic match. We covered the return of, if people don't know by now, you really haven't been paying attention, the return of Jimmy Uso and the Final Boss, and some extracurricular activities that happened after the show we also covered as well.
Okay. All right, cool, man. Cool, man. Well, let's get into some of that as well. Look, I definitely want to talk some Bad Blood, man. So let's go ahead and start off with that one. Look, I thought the pay-per-view as a whole was really good. A lot of surprises. I thought they handled everything pretty well, man. I thought the talent got to shine. We got to see some surprises. Look, you give me a show with some surprises, it's you knock it out the park with me, right?
Even if you expect it, you can still shock me while doing something expected. That's double A plus.
Yeah, for sure, man. All right, so let's start off with this cage match. CM Punk defeating Drew McIntyre in the Hell in a Cell is what it is. So what did you think about the match, the saga itself? Let me ask you this. Did you think the blood was real coming from Drew McIntyre at first?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I did.
Because it was pouring down.
Yeah, I think it was more than the usual blade cut.
Right.
So when it was pouring down, I knew he got hit, like really got hit on the top of his head. And it turns out it was that spot with the toolbox. He took an unprotected hit, and I mean, my God, the dude had like 16 stitches, or I think it was either 16 staples or 16 stitches in his head. Yeah. So I appreciated
the match,
the violence of the match. They said we're gonna make each other bleed. We're gonna damn near kill each other, and they literally lived up to that promise.
Yes,
and it gave me that feel of old Hell in a Cell matches of old, the ones that involved Triple H, where he had that same type of face, or matches with The Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, Mick Foley. I thought this was even more special because not once did they go outside of the cell. They did all their business on
everything
the inside.
Was inside the cell.
Yeah, I was expecting to go outside, but they handled it in there, and that was what a way to start the pay-per-view, because it got me hyped and it got all of Atlanta hyped for
Yeah,
the beginning of the show, and that's what they were supposed to do. Start the show off with a banger, and they did.
yeah. Well, me and I was watching with my youngest son, and we were watching it, and when we saw the spot with the toolbox, I thought, damn, he just like smashed his blood pill. And that crop is everywhere. Like, dude, you
Yeah.
overdid it. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I don't know if that was an accident or what, but
Yeah, it was definitely an accident. Like, yeah, they're not playing to get hurt like that. Ain't no way.
that was
Because
awesome.
yeah, he took the other shot protected. I assumed this one was protected as well.
Yeah,
So
and he
yeah,
probably just mistimed his hands, and
yeah.
boop. I was like,
And,
good lord.
and me and
Luckily,
my son
McIntyre's a
kept
big dude.
my son kept making fun of the spots with the wrench. Like, oh my god, he's wrenching his hand.
Yeah, that was cool. I'm like, especially when he had him. When he was doing the watch along, somebody that was with us had said, like, that'd be cool if he does the Anaconda Vice, because I haven't seen it, in forever.
Yeah,
I'm like,
right,
yeah, that's true. And Lord behold, he put him in the Anaconda Vice.
right. That's right.
McIntyre was almost getting out of it. He just grabbed the wrench, like, nope, let me take that. He started stabbing the wrench. I'm like, oh, this is
Yes,
awesome.
yes, exactly. So this should be the end of this saga, right?
Yeah,
We were putting this to bed. Maybe we come back to it later.
I'm sure. I'm pretty sure this probably be renewed next year. Maybe like a brief run in at the Royal Rumble. Maybe down the line, CM Punk is somehow wins the championship and defends it against McIntyre, and McIntyre wins, or something that caused for them to get back together. But I think this was the end. This was the payoff that we all look for, because this has been a year in the making since Punk re-signed with since Punk returned. This was like almost a year in the making, and it literally started at the Royal Rumble. So to drag this from the beginning of the year all the way to fall, with while Punk is injured, and we were still invested in this feud. So to see it, they both had one on each other. So we needed a third, and I had predicted months ago that it was going to end in Hell in a Cell, and it did.
Okay. Um, let's talk about the women's championship match. Rhea Ripley defeating Liv Morgan via disqualification. But
Mhm.
the shocking part is first Dom, like in the shark cage, falling out the damn shark cage, like hanging by a freaking chain, bro.
Uh,
Like that spot. Like how many people are willing to do that?
so that spot for the first 0.9999 second
Uh-huh.
scared the hell out of me. I don't know why I had Owen Hart flashbacks of,
Oh yeah.
because I see him teetering,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I'm like, okay, they're gonna do this spot, But this one is like he was teetering, but I still, for some reason, didn't process. Oh, he's gonna tip over, like on purpose. And yet when he did, I was like, oh, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh. When he was dangling, like, oh, thank God,
Yes.
because that was a long
Yes.
fall.
Yeah, man. Exactly, man. Like that was something else, bro. I did not expect to see him like that, hanging out of the cage upside down. I'll try to see if I can find like a picture of it, because Rhea Ripley follows up once he's upside down,
Like
and
a
she
pinata.
starts beating the crap out of him with a kendo stick, and that's what gives um, Raquel Rodriguez the ability to come in and disrupt the match, and of course, gets a disqualification and everything like that. But yeah, man.
That was a botch.
Well, yeah, it was a botch because she was not supposed to get a disqualification.
Right. The
But
ref, for some reason, didn't get the memo and was right in the middle of everything and just turned around and called for a disqualification. I'm like, because at first, I thought Raquel had messed up. I'm like, wait, why is she putting Liv over her? They just got DQ, but then I did research and it turns out it was botch. She was
right,
supposed to pin Rhea with the help of Raquel. So now I went over this yesterday and I'm like, now it begs the question, are they going to give Rhea another shot or are they just going to go straight into Raquel as advertised? Well, not advertised, but as planned because it was a DQ. So actually Rhea won by DQ.
yeah, right.
So
So they probably have to do the match again because yeah, she won and didn't get the title.
yeah.
So they'll definitely have to continue this, but I think that's fine. But so let's talk about the storyline part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Raquel Rodriguez now looks like she becomes a member of the Judgment Day, even though they
Mm-hmm.
didn't technically answer that on Raw.
Uh-huh.
I mean, she's gonna be in the Judgment Day.
Yeah, she's the bodyguard. She lives as bodyguard.
Yes, exactly. And I like the spot for her because Liv hasn't been since she's got with Dom in the Judgment Day. She hadn't been as physical, and it's probably not what you want from a smaller champion anyway.
Right.
So yeah, I think it's fine, and then it's definitely going to put Raquel Rodriguez on the map as a big, intimidating force, and it's going to be a great match to see between her and Rhea Ripley because you definitely have to go through Raquel, right, to get to Liv again. So
yeah, I was happy that she came back a heel because
yeah,
I've seen what she could do in NXT when she had that feud when she was rolling with Dakota Kai when she was Dakota Kai's bodyguard before she stepped out on her own.
Exactly.
And when she debuted, I'm like, I didn't like the smile, the happy-go-lucky 6 foot, Latina that flexing her back. And I've seen Rhea Ripley's back. Her back is actually better than Raquel. So it was just a horrible gimmick. So I knew she needed to come back as a heel. And with this whole Liv Morgan thing, she's the centerpiece because she came up in NXT with Rhea. When she got injured, she was on the same team as Liv. So, and while in the Judgment Day, Raquel has unfinished business with Rhea. So it all three stories intertwine with each other. So it makes perfect sense to stick, Raquel with Liv. So props for Triple H for a long-term booking because they can play this up involving Liv and play this up on their past NXT coming in to the PC together.
Yep. I know. I think they really want to get her, Raquel, Rhea, and Bianca in the ring together as in some kind of match eventually, as like those pillars of the women's division. So
it might be War Games.
Yeah. Yep.
I was pitching that yesterday. This storyline can bleed into War Games. We have Team Liv with I propose Raquel, Liv, and Pure Fusion Collective on one team, and then the other one you have Rhea, maybe Selena Vega, Lyra Valkyria, and Katana and Carter on the other side. So I think Raw is going to have their version of War Games. I think that was going to go to the women. So I think from there, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. I'm with it, man. I am with it for sure. But yeah, it's nice seeing Big Mommy Cool back, healthy and ready to go. So Um, so let's wrap up Bad Blood with the Bloodline.
Oh yeah.
Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns defeating the Bloodline, but later on we do see The Rock come out, and we see Jey Uso come out to support uh, Roman Reigns. So give me your thoughts on the match, the finish, and definitely I want to hear about this after the show stuff.
Oh man, the match itself was cool. I noticed they still kept the interaction with Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu to a minimum.
Mhm.
They didn't want to give it all away, so it was mostly Jacob and Cody, Solo and Cody. Um, I like how Jimmy returned the same way, the same style when he pulled up and cost Jey Uso the championship against Roman Reigns last year when he was going for the gold. So when I seen the third person standing next to the Tongas, I'm like, oh hell yeah, it's about time, my boy.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it was a moment, man. It was a moment, and Roman looks at him like, you called the play? He's like, yeah, called the play. Because it takes me back to those times on SmackDown when he told when Jimmy's like, I'm the quarterback, Goose. I run the play. I call the audibles and blah blah
Called an
blah.
audible.
So to bring that conversation back around to now, and it's like, you called the play? He's like, yeah. I was like, man, it was cool, man. It was like a full circle moment because through it all, Jimmy, even though he left, he immediately came back and was loyal to the soil with Roman,
Yeah.
and he was the first one to get kicked out when Roman left. So it was like the seeds were planted all the time throughout the 4 years of the bloodline. So it was a dope moment.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. What do you think? Just kind of a side note. I mean, about the Tungans? Why do they call it Tungans? Number one,
I think
like,
that's a actual that's a race. There's the Samoans and there's Tongans.
oh really? Okay, all
Yeah,
right. I
yeah,
didn't know
it's
this.
a race.
I thought this was like playing on his last name Tamatonga and Tungaloa, like, oh, Tungans.
Yeah, they're
That's what I
Tongans.
thought
That,
it
that
was.
that's an actual that's
Okay,
an actual race. They're not the
all right,
same as
cool.
Samoans. So it's like one of
Ah,
those bound by blood type of thing. So
yeah.
yeah, it's a race.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you telling me that.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I was always thinking like, all right, why don't brothers have the same last name? They're brothers. We could do that in wrestling, but they didn't. But so are they up to standard now in the ring as far as ring work? Because the chants of "you can't wrestle" to Tungaloa were like pretty loud at one point.
Well, because Tungaloa can't wrestle. Um, Tamatonga now dude can wrestle. I like
Okay.
his style.
Uh,
He's a beast. I like his style. He if you notice he's in those when he's in those tag team matches straight up, he's always the one doing most of the work because
yeah. Right. Yeah.
he's it's just the other one not so much. So when they chant "you can't wrestle," they talk to him. They're not talking to
Yeah.
Tamatonga. They're
Right.
talking to
Yeah.
Tongaloa.
Uh-huh.
I didn't even know he was. I didn't even know he was Camacho from back in the day. Remember
Come on.
Unico and Camacho, the
Mm.
wannabe Charles with the bicycle. He
Oh,
was
okay.
he was he was the dude in the beanie.
Oh, wow. So
Yeah,
he already
that's
been
what I
in this
said.
already.
And he didn't do much in there either.
Wow.
That was him.
Roman really feeding everybody in the family, dog.
Yeah, 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 man. Brought him
Roman
back,
ain't
and it's like
playing with this tribal chief stuff, dog.
Roman is really the head of the table. That's some for real. That's some for real stuff. His dad when
Yeah,
his dad gave him that necklace during the pandemic, that was some real life. He literally
yeah,
became, the chief.
yeah, for
So
real though. Okay, all right. Um, so Jimmy comes out, helps Roman. They win a match, and boom, you hear the Rock's music. You see him come out. He does his thing. Everybody's excited to see him because it's the Rock, of course, the final boss.
hmm
But then he does these little motions and he points at everybody in the ring, like 1, 2, 3, and he did like the Undertaker, you know, cutthroat thing, right?
yeah.
And then there's a fan video that surfaces of Solo in the crowd with the rest of the bloodline, and he's pretty much saying this is all part of the plan.
hmm
Oh,
hmm
so what are we doing here? What do we mean?
Oh, this means The Rock was sitting by, stepping away, looking what's going on. Cody Rhodes beats his cousin. You know, cousin goes to exile. He told Cody, when we meet again, I want my championship match. All right, cool, you got it. Months and months later, cousin comes back, helps Cody Rhodes, the same man that beats him. So when The Rock comes out, he's that dad that comes home from work and mom's told him that you've been cutting up at school and you didn't do your work and you was a class clown, and she said wait till your dad gets home. He walks to the door and gives you that look, ain't gotta say a word, and you knew it was up. So he had that look like, I was like, man, he's not liking what he's seeing. You mean to tell me through all this man disrespected our family at the WrestleMania kickoff last year, and you just gonna stand side by side with them against our family? So sooner or later, The Rock is gonna be the man to reveal that he's the actual one calling the shots, having Solo run this bloodline.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I made Solo the tribal chief, but I'm still the high chief. So
Mm-hmm.
this is the seeds are going to be planted for. I still believe it's going to be a bloodline civil war at War Games, but
Okay.
I can't wait to see The Rock confront Roman Reigns and ask him, the same thing Solo said. Yeah, you going to team with him? Like,
Mm-hmm.
out of all people?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's going to be enough for The Rock to be like, nah, we ain't having that.
Okay. Now, I like this. I mean, the thinking, it makes sense to me now. Okay, this is why The Rock was saying, okay, so he's walking in the back, giving high fives and all that kind of crap to different people, talking to the cameraman the whole time, and he gets outside by the trailers, right? Um, and he's just talking crap the whole time. I mean, loving this. I'm loving it. This
Yeah,
is vintage rock, okay?
yeah,
It's vintage rock. Just keep talking. I don't care what you're talking
yeah.
about.
He was like, hey, how's it going, my man? You fan of The
Yeah.
Rock? Yes, I am. Of course you are.
Yes, love it, love it. But the line he did outside while the trailers turned around, looked at John Cena. Look at your fruity pebble ass.
Yeah. He was like, Dream, I love you, hate your son, and you keep eating those fruity pebbles, and just kept walking. I'm like, damn. All these years, he still catches the smoke.
The fruity pebbles, dog, for real.
He still catches the smoke after over 15 years later. 20 years later, he still catches the smoke. That's hilarious.
That was great, bro. That was great.
I loved it,
Yeah,
man. I
man.
loved it.
But yeah, so some of the stuff he was saying, it was, he's like, it's some bull crap that's been going on since he's been gone.
Yeah.
And so maybe that is what you were mentioning, the the bullcrap is Roman teaming up with Cody, to fight against the family. Like, what the hell, bro? That's some bull. So yeah, that makes sense. I like this.
I mean, just think about it. You fighting some guy and the guy's disrespecting your entire, family, and then he beats you, and then you come back and you side with him after all that's been going on. Of course, somebody in the family ain't gonna like it. They're gonna be like, "Bro, what you?" No,
Yes, indeed, man.
Crazy.
So they did announce in WWE that the crown jewel is going to be champion versus champion, which is cool. So we're gonna see the likes of Cody Rhodes versus Gunther. So this is gonna remove him from the bloodline stuff, don't you think?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
He's done with the bloodline, I believe. At least for now, until The Rock comes to knocking for that championship. But moving forward, considering what happened after Bad Blood, I think he's gonna go in another direction. I think he's done.
Yeah. What's up, Jay? We just got finished talking about the bloodline ending at Bad Blood, man. What's your thoughts on that?
First of all, what's up, fellas?
What's going on, Smoke?
Not much. Favorite time of the week, wrestler talk, baby.
Yes, sir.
But as far as the ending, first of all, I'm gonna give a shout out to WWE. That was a hell of a performance they put on at Bad Blood, and I'm gonna go ahead and say I can't remember who put it in there, but I think it was one of y'all fellas. Y'all, it was like the Nia Jax and Bailey match. It was it was under par.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I felt like it was it was what it was supposed to be. It was good for what it was supposed to be. Okay. And as far as the ending, oh man, I just knew it. I had my eyebrow raised once Jimmy came back. I had the eyebrow raised already because I already know. I've been calling this since last summer. I've been saying this. There's gonna be a bloodline civil war. They teased us last year, but it's gonna be something serious this year. And honestly, I think it might be divided 3 ways.
Okay.
Well, I did hear that the other Tongan brother, he's actually going to go straight to NXT, so he's not going to be part of the Bloodline War. So I think it's just going to be those 2 teams for War Games.
Well, he's not a full-blooded Tongan.
I think he's like adopted brother or something, but he's part of that family. He's literally part of that family.
Yeah, but I was just saying, for as like to make it really make sense, like they probably just the full bloodline. But
he's going to NXT.
As far as The Rock, man, I'm still interested to see what Rock gave Cody. I don't know. I've been looking all over the dirt sheets to find out what was given to him, and the only thing I could find out was it was Cody saying it's a reminder. So whatever that means, that triggered all this. So Rock might have called all this. And then who knows? I heard that Rikishi, they're looking to involve Rikishi into this bloodline storyline too. So
he can stay off of social media.
Right. But now that brings me like, Rock gonna side with Roman. Rock gonna have his own side. Rikishi gonna, follow his baby boy? Like, what's really going on? Because that throws so many wrenches in everything. Everybody's booking.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think Rikishi might side with The Rock because I don't know why, but it reminds me when he ran over Stone Cold for The Rock. He's like, I did this for The Rock. So now it's like, fast forward 20 some odd years later, he's siding with The Rock on that side of the bloodline. You know what I'm saying? So that'd
But
be that'd be cool. Get that evil Kishi back.
would it be? Yeah, it'd be cool to get the evil Kishi back, but would it be even better? Long term storytelling. I
Okay.
did it for The Rock years ago, but now I'm doing it for myself.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
Mm,
So, you know, and then he can make a point. His sons are the ones that's running WWE. They
yeah.
ran the tag team division way before Roman was the world champion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's an argument there.
I
Yeah.
love to see him be a wise man for
Yeah.
the
That's what I'm
Hmm.
saying.
timelines.
That's what I'm saying. He's gonna be on the Rock side because eventually Paul Heyman's gonna come back. So
Mm-hmm.
um, I think each faction should have a wise man and a tribal chief.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yep. Um.
Damn, I'm mad that the Wild Samoans didn't die, man. This would have been awesome. This would have been fire,
Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
man.
Yeah. But they got to see most of it to its fruition though. So
That is
they
true.
they, they got to see Roman ascend to the throne. They got to see the Usos, do their thing. Solo's coming to his own. So they had a chance to see their future of the family get better and better and better.
Yeah. Yep. All right, man. Let's talk a little bit of NXT. This
Yes.
was a big show, another big show for the CW. And from what I hear, man, the CW is all behind NXT. They are pushing them as far as they can possibly go. They've got WWE NXT stuff on like some NASCARs that they own and stuff.
Mhm.
They're getting them out there to do like the Grand Marshal
Promotions.
kind of stuff. Um, so yeah, that's pretty cool. So props to the CW on it, man. But they got another good show, and it came out with started off with Trick coming out there, and you got a surprise entrance from Jay Uso, and just like you got on your background there, Trell. You got to see all of the black champions there, lifted the championships high. That's awesome, which is a direct response to that reporter in the press conference at Triple H about how he books black wrestlers. Jay, did you
Mhm.
did you catch that?
I caught snips and pieces of NXT, but I definitely caught that moment. That was more like an iconic because I was sitting there, I was like, man, there's a plot going on here. What's going on? Jay wasn't advertised for
Right.
NXT,
Yes, exactly.
and then I'm like, okay, they still out there when Bianca and them come in. I'm like, something up. They doing
Right.
this to some either AEW done did something I don't know about, somebody else and did something in the press. I
Well,
remember there was the
AEW did
incident.
go head to head with them to
Yeah.
on this Tuesday. So
Yeah.
this could
Yeah,
be why. Yes, this could be why it
yeah.
happened.
I
Oh
think
yeah,
it was more
Championship
of
Tuesday.
I think it was
Yeah.
more of to send a message to everyone out there in Twitterland who
Mhm.
are saying, they're not treating the black wrestlers fairly. They're not booking them right. They're not with the culture. They're not hip with the culture. And it's like he reminded y'all, him and Sean reminded everybody, you forgot about these champions that we have, right? Like you
Mhm.
sure
Right.
we don't know what we're doing? You sure they're not being
N-
booked?
Mhm.
Not just that. If you look at it, if you go all the way back to the span of when was that Undertaker's retirement match with AJ Styles? That was 30
That was
38.
still during
That
the
was
pandemic,
pandemic. Yeah,
2020.
Yeah, that was WrestleMania 38, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so if you go all the way back to WrestleMania 38 and probably like two WrestleManias before that, you've been Bianca Belair. She's been in the mix.
Mhm.
The Usos, I think they only missed one WrestleMania since they been in it, about one or two WrestleManias. Bobby Lashley, you know, Roman Reigns. I mean, I ain't gonna say they black, that's a whole nother descent, but You know, we
They
gone with
still minorities.
the tent, right? They still
Yeah.
minorities, but they're being booked. Jay Cargill came in, became a champion.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't even have 4 or 5 matches. Became a champion. So
Yeah.
it's like, how the hell can you say that the minorities were not? The minorities make this company go.
Listen,
If you ask me,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
like, name somebody that's not a minority that's really running WWE right now besides Gunther.
Cody, because he's partial,
Well,
partial
well,
white.
Raheem Rhodes. Sorry.
Yeah, Raheem Rose, Cody Raheem Rose.
yeah. Well, yeah, but him and Gunther, that's the only two that's really like been like that's really up there with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
and
can't really
it's
name
crazy.
nobody else.
It's crazy because their complaint is just stupid because they're not being booked on PLEs. I'm like, that's what your complaint is, not because they're being booked poorly, not because they're getting squashed by other white counterparts. You're complaining that they're not on the PLE, and it's like the biggest stories are going to make the PLE, and the way he does it is the big stories make the PLEs, and the go home shows and the after shows, they got their mid card, champions defending titles, and sometimes it's
Mhm.
tag team titles, the
Yep.
United States titles. Like they're trying to make the show still exciting, while they got about 10 storylines altogether. So the
More
biggest
than that.
ones reach the biggest ones reach the PLE, and the lower ones they still fill out the show. Andrade and Carmelo, hey, you know how much airtime they get? They
Woo.
put it on like almost 20-minute matches. So it's like,
It,
what are you complaining
for
about?
for 6 weeks in a row.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
they're getting featured,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like
But you know what
Carmelo's
this?
getting featured.
Okay. Right, and you know what this remind me of? The documentary with Vince McMahon in the earlier
Yeah,
days. That reporter that knew nothing about wrestling,
Yeah.
don't watch the product, don't nothing. They just want to slander
yeah,
because somebody said. Because I'm gonna be real with you, he's my dog. But just because Bobby Lashley said he felt that minorities were not getting treated right in WWE, that brought somebody attention. Like, oh, they're not treating
yeah,
blacks right over there. They're not
yeah.
treating these colored people right over there. Nah. Watch the product for
Exactly.
yourself. They wasn't treating Bobby Lashley the way Bobby Lashley wanted to be treated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because when Vince was around, it was the older stars getting all the time, getting all the love, getting all the
Mhm.
championships. Triple H is the opposite. He's thinking about the future of the company, the long term. He's trying to bring these kids up and
Yep.
focus on them, and he didn't like it, and the MVP didn't like it, so they went on this thing like, oh, black athletes are not getting treated booked better. It's like, no, Bobby Lashley had his time on the sun. Now it's
Right.
time for Gunther. Now it's time for Jay.
Right.
Now
It's
it's
on top
time
forever,
for
man.
LA Knight.
Yeah.
Now it's
Yeah.
time for everybody
Yeah.
else to come up. It's like
It's
you
like
Yeah.
they
can't
trying
just
to
go
Drawing
guard.
money.
they,
You.
they trying to be they trying to be gatekeepers, man. Like, nah,
Yeah,
stop that.
it's like people want to use the culture as a catalyst to complain. It's like, no, Bobby Lashley's been 2-time WWE champion since the pandemic, been featured on pay-per-views.
Mhm.
It's like, and before he left, he spent most of his time on the injury list anyway. So
Yep.
it's like, what do you want him to do? Is like, the only thing I agree with is they could have did the Hurt Business a little better. They could have did
They, they
did
could have.
the Pride a whole lot, booked them a little bit more better. But at the same time, it's like Bobby Lashley and the Prophets, they're not beating Roman Reigns right now because Roman Reigns has The Rock, Cody, KO,
Thank you.
everything that's going on there. So they were not dethroning Roman Reigns anytime soon.
Yeah.
And the person to do it, it's not gonna be Bobby. It's gonna be
Nope.
someone who's gonna take over the company as the top guy, and it was Cody. So it's like come on, man. Now you just being selfish at this point because now you're not getting what you want, and now it's like, oh,
Mhm.
you're not treating black people, fairly. And it's like, no, look around the board. Almost every champion in WWE is minority.
Yep.
You really got 3 white champions. Well, 4. Liv, Gunther, LA Knight, and Cody. Everybody else is black, Samoan, Tongan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Even if you go to NXT,
Yeah.
NXT
Yeah,
is
that's what I'm
ran
saying.
by blacks, except
that's
for
what I'm saying.
Roxanne Perez.
Well, yeah. Well, she's Mexican, so boom.
Yeah.
Right.
She's
Exactly.
another
I was about to
minority.
say, yeah, she
You know what I'm
Mexican. That's
saying?
another minority.
So it's like, what are we talking about here?
Right. Like it don't make sense. It's just people want to, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I cannot take nothing away from his in-ring ability. You know what I'm saying? But Bobby Lashley in MVP, they selfish. They always been selfish. I mean, if you look at Bobby Lashley's first run, he left because he was selfish. He felt like he was not getting booked the way he wanted to get booked. But it's clear as day.
Right.
Right. But at the time, he really wasn't. He was Intercontinental Champion. Like, come on now, you came on the scene. You're Intercontinental Champion. What more do you want? You don't want to wear a headband and armbands? Like, what's going on? You're the most dominant person. At that time, you were slated to go against Brock Lesnar. He keep talking about, oh yeah, I never got the chance to face Brock, and I never will, and this, that, and the third. But homie, you had the chance. Y'all were on the top of the world, both of y'all. Y'all were gonna meet eventually.
Well, Brock left, so
Yeah, Brock left, but still, they were gonna meet eventually.
he chased him though. Lashley chased him. Brock went to you went to MMA. Bobby Lashley went to MMA. He didn't go to UFC, but he went to MMA. Brock comes back, and then a few years later, Bobby comes back. So he's been chased. He was chasing Brock Lesnar for at least 15 years.
Yeah.
He was
And
chasing
you cannot beat Brock. I think he's seen how Brock came out and he was dominant and he wanted that, especially by him being a man of the service.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted that type of
Credibility.
credibility. Right.
Yeah.
But you can't.
Started giving to him, which they started giving to him with the whole Almighty gimmick.
Right.
Yeah. And that almighty gimmick wasn't nothing but a year too old. You gotta let that persona grow some more. It was growing with the pride. Like, I wanted to see that. It hurt my heart. I wanted to see the pride. Like, I wanted to see I wanted to see him dominate. We haven't had, and I'm just speaking, I'm not trying to talk down on the white people and nothing like that, but they have had so many fractions.
A black group running things. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? The last time we seen that was the Nation of Domination.
Domination.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they have not gave it to us since.
That's why I thought it was cool when they added beef out to the mix. I'm like, okay, they're making noise here, but it's like you have these factions, but the bloodline was running business, and no one was taking over the bloodline anytime soon. So,
but that's okay though.
Yeah, it was, because they still would have been together eventually, and it just sucks that Lashley left the Profits and B-Fab alone. He pretty much quit on them because it was them, and he just disappeared and say he wasn't coming back, and it just now the Profits are kind of stuck in a rut.
Yep.
So it's like it's not Triple H's fault. It's like they had something. One person leaves and screws up the entire process. So now they got to start all over again.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right.
But I will say they have someone else possibly that could join that group. But I'm not going to speak on it. I'm going to wait and see if it happens.
Okay. All right. Let's switch over to some AEW. Let's talk about Wrestle Dream that's coming up this weekend. And the headliner on that card is Bryan Danielson versus Jon Moxley for the AEW World Championship. And, apparently it's just if whenever Bryan Danielson loses, he's done with wrestling. So I guess that's always, the possibility of the outcome of the match, right? Is it's the end of Bryan Danielson. So I guess what I want to ask about first is this new persona from Jon Moxley, the build for this. What have you thought about this so far, Trell?
I thought it was interesting. I like how Moxley, every time Moxley makes his return, he always has this different look, this different aura about himself. So I'm anxious to find out what's the end game in all this. Who's pulling the strings? Because he keeps alluding to, I don't want to do this, but my hands are tied. Like someone's telling him to do this. Someone's convincing him that there's a war coming, and it's like survival of the fittest. And Moxie's like, well, I'm definitely one of those guys. What you need me to do? So I'm wondering, are we going to get that at Wrestle Dream? Because it sounds like he's leading some type of army, and he's not the general, but he's the head soldier. So I'm anxious to see where this goes.
Okay, that's a good take on that. So maybe the person that's actually pulling the strings is Shane O'Mac, and and this is the lead up to it. That's pretty damn good.
Because he's gone to war with Shane McMahon back in SmackDown Live when Shane was the commissioner. He was their initial champion when he beat Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. So he was SmackDown Live's first champion. So he's gone to war for Shane before.
Okay. Jay, what you think?
Hey, I can't do better than that. Shit. I mean, I feel the same way. Moxley is a fire soldier. Like, he will go to war for anybody. So I do think someone's ahead of this. Do I think it's Shane O'Mac? Never say never. But I do think someone is kind of behind this whole thing. And it might be somebody that he's close to that's not really in AEW yet.
Somebody yet to come?
Somebody's yet to come, but not from WWE though.
Okay.
I'm thinking more like Sammy.
Totally new?
I'm thinking more like Sammy Callahan.
God, that would be so disappointing.
I mean,
He's not an authority-like figure,
It's not, but they teamed together on the Indies.
Yeah,
I think they were called Switchblades or something. And his
I can see him be a new member, but to be the authority, I think it's an authority figure that's calling these shots. That's going to challenge Tony Khan for AEW supremacy. So,
you think it's like that?
Yeah, because he keeps saying this isn't your company anymore. So it's like
yes.
Somebody's telling him
to,
it's like someone's coming in and is planning on taking over. And if like Dale said, it winds up being Sammy Callahan, I'm gonna be like, what the hell is this?
I would be so disappointed, bro.
Well, now you got a point. I forgot he did say that. Boy, it's like it's not your company anymore. Looking into it depth like that, yeah.
I'll be like, what the hell is this? I'm like, I'm turning the TV. This is some bullshit. Nah, man, that no. You can't. That's the only one of the few things that's going good that I'm invested in and interested in to find out what the end game is. And if it ain't Shane McMahon, man, listen.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Bischoff. I would be happy with that. They bring back Bischoff because that'd be like, oh shit, here we go again. So that'd be cool, but. Shane McMahon.
What you mean? Here we go for the third time?
Khan. Yeah, Shane McMahon posting photos with Tony Khan and the Bucks on separate occasions. Like, you would think it has to be Shane, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, yeah.
I just can't wait to say that, man, there's a McMahon in another company that's not WWE.
I mean, that would definitely blow up.
Yeah, but after seeing the documentary, you'd be like, you know what? This makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not gonna take over AEW, but hey, his at least his ideas will be heard. That's for sure. Because Tony listens to everybody. Oh, I want to do this. Really? All right, cool. Jack Perry, I want to go through actual glass. Yeah, knock yourself out. Darby Allin, I want to go climb Mount Everest without getting hit by a bus. All right, I'll allow it. Yeah, go ahead. So
but
he'll listen
I would think
some ideas.
After looking at the documentary, I would think Shane would let them do that. Just being honest. So but, I mean, you never know. I can see Shane.
This for Shane to flex. His booking ideas on how he wants them, because all Shane ever wanted was a shot at something. So if he goes to AEW and Tony Khan's gonna be like, all right, Tim, what you got? All right, cool, I love it. And they're gonna do it. So it has to be Shane. I'm pretty sure Shane is cooking up something with the BCC and how this is gonna play out. So it's gonna start as a guerrilla warfare. It's gonna take a takeover. So are they gonna get more members? Is it just gonna be them? I'm assuming Bryan Danielson is not gonna lose until December. Right. So
yes,
what's gonna happen after that?
But see, at my original, fan booking, this is the night where he loses the title back to Swerve, and he rides off into the sunset. That's how I would have done it, because they're back in Washington. So yeah, I don't have no clue what's next. Yeah. It looks like he's just going on a tour of I want to wrestle this guy, I want to wrestle that guy, I want to wrestle this guy.
I think his reign should end at the hands of Hangman. Hangman might be the next one. I can see Hangman joining that group and Hangman being the biggest heel, getting all that heat, and retire Bryan Danielson in December.
Okay.
I'm sorry to tell you guys, I'm gonna break y'all heart.
Okay.
It's definitely not gonna be Hangman. It's gonna be someone we just got through talking about, because his ego is so out the damn arena, and they're kind of putting the Hurt Syndicate back together.
Yeah.
You got to think about it. The Hurt Syndicate was a heel. There was a heel group.
So you saying Bobby Lashley's going to pull up and eventually get that title shot against Bryan Danielson?
I mean, he got to get a title shot, because, I mean, they ain't just signed him and he like, oh, yeah, I'm going to work from the bottom up. Nah, we just talked about how big his ego is. So he got a guaranteed title shot in there somewhere.
I didn't know he was signed for sure. Okay.
Yeah, I think he is signed already.
Yeah, he's signed.
Shelton signed first. I think it was reported that Bobby Lashley had already signed the deal with AEW. So I think we might see him at Wrestle Dream, I believe, with that whole Swerve confrontation with MVP. So I think it's gonna look like Swerve is gonna join, and Swerve's gonna be like, "Nah, I'm good." And that's when you get Lashley.
Nah, they gonna beat the shit out of Swerve, and my bad, but they gonna beat the shit out of Swerve, and he gonna be part of the Hurt Syndicate.
Maybe.
He's gonna be their leader.
Right. Okay. I can't wait to see this then.
Yeah, because I don't see Swerve joining, because Swerve don't follow nobody, and he's always been a leader, the mogul.
Right.
So I think this was like thanks but no thanks, and Bobby's gonna show up and you get Bobby and Swerve.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like that booking right there.
And then he could persuade. MVP is very persuasive.
Yeah.
So he ain't got Bobby Lashley don't have to be the leader of the group. As
Yeah, he
long as
does.
he get TV
No, he
time.
does.
No, he
No,
don't.
yeah, he does.
No, he don't.
He's the
He's
almighty.
at that stage where he could just be that powerful force.
Yeah,
You
but you're
know,
not gonna leave a
and you
company.
have
You're not gonna leave the company as a leader and then go to another one and follow somebody else.
it's been done before, plenty of times.
Like you said, his ego is that is not gonna fly. He's gonna want Swerve to bow down, and that's not happening.
Let's talk about the women's world championship match between Mariah May and Willow Nightingale. So this was supposed to be Dr. Brent Baker, but she got ill, and so they had to find a replacement. Willow won a 4-way match, and so now she's going to go up against Mariah May. I'm still hoping I get Mina. Mariah May kept bringing up Mina when she was on the on commentary on Tuesday. I want Mina too. We want Mina.
Mina's busy with Tony, so
yes.
Both your girls are handling business right now. That explains why Willow got booked at the last minute. I'm like, what kind of shit is this?
Yeah.
Like, Willow gets another title shot after losing so many in the past. I'm like, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah, they literally had to do something. So it's better than just scrapping the match all together. So
I wouldn't mind.
To see this.
They already got 12 matches as is. I wouldn't mind.
Oh no, Mariah May needs TV time. Okay.
Nah, she needs Dell time.
She definitely does need TV time. Damn.
Sir, we can erase that. I'm not busy.
All right. Tony Khan, you heard the man. We need Mariah May.
Yes. What do y'all think is going to happen in this match? Think Mariah May is going to retain pretty much?
Yeah. She's going to get thrown from pillar to post by Willow Nightingale, and eventually she's going to win. Who knows? Maybe we get another accidental distraction from Mina. You might get Mina at Wrestle Dream. Who knows? Maybe she'll fly from Japan, do this one little cameo real quick, and go
it's
back
on the West
Japan.
Coast. It's on the West Coast. It's closer.
Yeah, so
I like
it. You never know. You might see her, or I do think Mariah May is gonna her reign is gonna keep going until either she loses to Britt Baker or she loses to I think she loses to. Eventually, she's gonna defend that title against Mina.
They got to come back around to Tony Storm eventually, right? So.
Well, I mean, yeah, she can come in for a rematch, but I don't know if she's gonna win though.
Maybe no. What they said, Grand Slam is gonna be in February or something. You think they can hold off to February to redo that match?
I mean, it depends on how long it depends on how long she's gonna be in Japan. So, they have those like tournaments all the time. So
yeah,
ain't no telling how long she's gonna be gone.
The reason I ask is because Grand Slam is gonna be in Australia, and that's what Tony Storm was, and then she went to Japan to do some work and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm saying it kind of makes sense to keep Tony over there, have him meet you in Australia, and so this way you're giving something back to your partners with New Japan because they give you so much, right?
Exactly.
Tony Storm cooled off without the championship. You got over there, cool. That's paying them back. And then you have Grand Slam. Boom, you start doing the promotion for that, and that's your women's title match at Grand Slam because it's a homecoming, and then you give Tony the championship back. Everybody's happy, we want Mina.
By everybody, you mean Dale? Dale be happy.
That's exactly what he means.
Yeah.
All right. Let's look at another match on this card. Will Ospreay versus Ricochet versus Takeshita. This is for the AEW International Championship. Um, I I I would love to see Takeshita win this match.
Yeah, even though what Will Ospreay still is, he barely won, but at the same time, Takeshita, he just needs something. He's also been taking some L's and has been successful, so I can see it's either gonna be Ospreay or Takeshita to get the win. I do not see Ricochet getting this at all. In fact, I see Ricochet getting the pin in this match. But the champion, I don't know. I actually can't call that because it could Ospreay could retain.
Okay, Jay, what you think?
I don't lost y'all.
Can you hear me? We hear you good. Okay. Um. Well, I just think Takeshita winning the match. Um, he needs something for him to show some kind of success. From what I understand about him at New Japan, he was a pretty big deal, and so far they've been disappointed with his run in AEW.
Mm-hmm.
So, to me, giving him a championship and not having Ospreay take that pin is the right way about it, and that's the way I see it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Takeshita gets the title because he needs it.
Yeah. Yeah, he needs something. He's been around Don Callis for so long, and yet he's the only one that hasn't had any gold
Yeah.
Under his belt. So I see it has to be Takeshi to get this win, because if he doesn't win and he gets the pin, I'm gonna be very, very disappointed in this.
Mm-hmm. The Young Bucks versus Private Party for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. You think Private Party got a chance?
Oh yeah, they always have a puncher's chance, because mind you, on the first episode, they beat the Bucks on their first night. So it'll be cool. Fast forward 5 years later, and they finally, because you got to remember, they've been in AEW since the beginning, and they've never had tag team gold. So for them to finally get it, it's gonna be one of those where all this stuff people online talk about WWE, how they book their black characters, their black athletes.
Mm-hmm.
Are they gonna call out Tony Khan as Private Party loses again?
Yeah, that's
Like,
a good point.
Willow Nightingale, she's been in how many world championship matches and has lost?
Mm-hmm.
So are they gonna call out Tony Khan? Man, they booking their black stars bad, because you gotta call a spade for spade here, because Private Party's been in the game for so long, and they've never been tag team champions.
Yeah. I mean, a good portion of that, one of them was always hurt. Quinn or whatever, he's always hurt. So that's always a problem with it. But yeah, I think they've come a long way as a tag team. I like to see them carry the ball for a second here. But I don't think they end up pulling the trigger. I think the Bucks go over, and Private Party goes back to doing nothing pretty much.
Yeah.
So
and I better see people call out AEW for that too.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Another match on this card, it's kind of interesting to me, it just got made, is a Darby Allin versus Brody King, because I'm wondering how is Darby Allin going to die, because it's a paper.
Yeah, man, that kid has a death wish, and actually, him and Brody King have had good solid matches. They each beat each other at least once. So, I'm anxious to see how, because I'm assuming Darby's going to win this match. So, I'm just anxious to see how he's going to do it, because I don't like how they've been booking House of Black. also, and it's like those three could have been very, very dominant. I mean, all the thing they've done is won the trios tag team titles, and it's like they're way better than that. So, and
They ain't been the same since Buddy Matthews got married, bro.
Oh, so you blame this on Rhea, huh?
I'm just saying, bro.
I see what we're doing here.
Saying.
We're blaming mommy here. Okay. He's losing his focus, huh? Now he's more focused on wifey and not handling business.
The booking hadn't been the same because before, like they were booking them as a trio pretty good, and then he had that fake injury so he can get married, and then he came back and he never really started booking them again like a good trio. So yeah, that's what it's been. It's just the booking.
Yeah, I expect Malachi to have a championship by now. It's like, what are we doing here? It's like these are premier athlete, a premier stable that's been a long time, and their only glory is trios. It's like you can send him to Ring of Honor and have them run amok at Ring of Honor, make him the Ring of Honor champion, and you have Brody and Buddy, be the tag team champions or something. Like give some power to that group.
Mm-hmm.
Where's Julia Hart? She's still injured?
Right. Ever since she dropped the title, I hadn't seen her again. Like she just dropped off the map.
I know she was injured though. I think she had a shoulder injury or something like that. So, but yeah, it's like and then Sky Blue is back to being. Last time I seen her, she wasn't that dark Sky Blue. So it's like they just erasing stuff without having any proper explanation.
Yeah. That's what they do. That's what they do. Do you know when Malachi Black's contract expires? Because I hear little rumors it's supposed to be expiring soon, that kind of thing.
I thought he resigned already.
Well, that's what I'm asking you. I don't know for sure.
Because I know Buddy. I think Buddy resigned.
He just resigned.
Yeah,
he just resigned.
He's resigning. Yes. I think Malachi had already resigned, or he was planning on resigning anyway. So, the WWE return theory is
the spouses, man. Like that, the spouses thing kind of makes me think,
yeah,
he's trying to get back over there, especially with Triple H.
Yeah, I that's what I want, but I think Malachi resigned or is planning on resigning. There's one of the two, but I know he's not coming back. It would be awesome though for him to come back because I think he would be booked way better.
Absolutely.
Under Triple H, like he was in NXT. So, but
yes, we'll go back to those roots, man. Yeah. We will go back to those roots. Yes, indeed. So.
But I doubt it. That's gonna happen.
Yep. All right. Well, that's about all I got for today. You got anything else you want to touch on before we get out?
Oh yeah, it was that one thing we was talking about. We didn't get into. Imagine Dale, you're leaving Bad Blood with your son, and you and your son are going over. How awesome the pay-per-view is. How much fun you have, and he's like, "Yo, Dad, what's going on over there?" And you see KO beating the crap out of Cody Rhodes outside the tour bus.
Oh wow! Okay, yeah. So I actually haven't even seen the footage of that, but yeah, I did hear about it. It was supposed to a bunch of fan video, right?
Yeah, it's like it was happening while the show went off the air. Yeah. We're going over we're recapping, everything that happened. We saw the video of The Rock. Everybody's like, "Oh, The Rock's already doing the promo." I'm like, "Oh, cool." And then Twitter is still going at it, and I'm like, "Holy crap! KO's beating the shit out of Cody Rhodes." I'm like, "Wait, what?" And I'm looking, I'm like, "Oh snap! They did the heel turn when nobody knows."
Right. Totally off camera, bro.
Yeah.
What do you think about the WWE? Like, they're using fan video and the internet to make this thing happen.
I like it. Like I like it because we all knew Kevin Owens was eventually going to turn heel anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just one of those. Okay, he's going to stab in the back eventually, but to do it off camera, under the radar, and just relying on fans to film it, it's like that's genius. That was pure genius. It's like we knew it was coming, and we still got surprised of how it happened. So it's like, yeah, man, it was crazy. I'm like, holy shit! Like they turned this man heel, and everyone was going to sleep happy and not even realizing what's going on. So
Yeah.
that was a good touch by Triple H, man. Like, I like the way he books, and it's like it's so refreshing because no matter what you think is gonna happen, you know it's gonna happen, but he still says, "Oh, we're gonna go this way and make it happen that way."
Yeah, it's a big deal, man. Big deal for sure, man. So yeah, I need to go find that clip for sure and watch it. But kudos to WWE. It does remind me of when they had that AJ Styles and somebody fighting during WrestleMania, like in the hallway of
it was I want to say LA Knight.
Yeah, LA Knight. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yes. Just had them like fighting in the hallway.
Yeah.
I mean, look, as a fan, it's a work, but you know, it still is good. But this time it's all filmed on fan cameras, and there's no official cameras out there. So it makes it seem like an authentic kind of fight, So
that was cool. I mean, like, imagine you leaving and you just look over and think, "Oh,
bro,
we got another one here. Oh, wait a minute."
I'd be so hyped walking to the car and Cody Rhodes out there fighting by the dang trailers or something, bro. Like, I'd be so hyped.
I was like, wow, that was cool, man. And I'm like, damn, SmackDown's gonna be the place to be Friday night, because there's so much stuff to unpack in a 2-hour show. So I'm looking forward to seeing, I'm pretty sure that's why they did it that way. So, and it's like the storyline's gonna be like, Kevin Owens saw the end of the match, and that pretty much just set him off. It's like
well,
you shitting me right now.
You can bring back the 24/7 title. That'll be lit.
No, please no.
Because I mean, you have a match sprouting up anywhere.
It was a good run while it lasted, with R-Truth being like, the he basically beat Ric Flair's record.
Absolutely. He sure did.
Check Truth at all times, man. He's a national treasure.
Yeah. He back, what he did with him and Miz with this breakup thing, and Miz turning heel. So we'll see how far this goes. So
yeah, and keep an eye out for the White, because I think that's their next target.
Yes, I agree with that. So, yep. All right. Well, let's wrap this thing up, man. Charles, appreciate you joining, and appreciate Jay for joining too. We'll see you guys next week. You guys enjoy the Wrestle Dream this weekend. We see y'all later. Kenny Omega, take us home.
Goodbye. Good night. Bang! Yes! Thanks for watching our show. Remember to subscribe for more shows on the network. Smash the like button, share, and comment.